Hi,
Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome.
welcome to Cold Culture. We started a bit late, but do you want to wait for the rest to just show and join us?
Or maybe we can start it, and if who we can accept too.
Okay, okay, sure.
We're already
So,
late. We
okay,
have something to do after this. Yeah.
okay. So, welcome, DY. How should I address you? And Dini, thanks for joining. Sorry it's a bit late because of the technical issues, but welcome to Cult Culture Lifestyle talks. It's going to be just like informal Q&A, questions, introductions, and we just want you to share with us your expertise. As one of the hosts in Cult Culture Tribe, let's just say it like that, we have this lifestyle and we want to learn a lot more from you. So can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, sure. Okay, my name is Ardini Pironita Kinasih, but some people call me Dini to make it short. And currently, I'm working as the head of operation in Inagro. Inagro is a company that focuses on agribusiness and agrotourism industry. And in the last 2 years, I'm practicing mindfulness and self-awareness through yoga, Reiki, and meditation. I think that's all about me. And I'm happy to call myself right now as a life enthusiast.
Yes, and I've noticed that this past years you've been going to so many retreat, like meditation retreat and yoga retreat, and it seems like it helps a lot. And for other people, I know like some people just doing it for, that's why I call it lifestyle or like subculture, because
Mm-hmm.
subculture can be in like so many different forms. And I think this is one of it, like wellness and mindfulness. And there are so many people out there, they really want to do it, but they just don't know how or
Mm-hmm.
where to start, or they just don't know like, oh, maybe this is just a phase, just like a trend, but it's not. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually really helpful. So maybe a lot of people, maybe they can't join right now, but I am recording this and then I'm going to blast it on our social media platforms, and then they can just learn it from this conversation.
Yeah,
So
sure. They
maybe let's
can
just,
learn everything.
yeah, because you're the expert here, okay? So maybe we can just start.
No, I'm not the expert here. So today's aim is just to sharing my experience and hope that it can resonate with others and help those who have, let's say, same problems, same things that they currently have to face.
I think we're
Yeah.
all like so excited, and I think like so many people would want to watch this interviews after
Mm-hmm.
it's done, because like to be honest, like for us creative or for everyone, like all this COVID-19 happening, all this confinement everywhere, everybody wants to connect in some,
Mm-hmm.
not only like connect with other people, but also they want to connect with themselves, and they just like trying to find a way to, like you feel lost when you're in a confinement for so long and no social connections, and everything happened in the world right now, like you have this anxiety, and I think
Mm-hmm.
everyone would want to learn that from you today. So we
Yeah.
can start with it's pretty interesting because I had this conversation with you, like what should we talk about, what kind of a topic, a
Uh-huh.
couple of weeks ago. And then you mentioned to me that it's like, okay, how about conversation with the heart? And I was like, okay, well, I mean, to me, I don't really understand what the conversation with the heart. I know that most people
Okay.
sometimes talk to themselves, so maybe we can just, like talk about it more. Like what, so the first
Mm-hmm.
questions would be, what is the conversation with the heart is all about? So can you explain that
Okay.
to us?
Sure. Before we do that, can you please like share the presentation that I already made before
Sure,
to make it
sure.
easier for people to understand? Thank you
Sure.
so much.
And also like DY, this is like a very beautiful presentation that Ardini did. So I was so excited. And I'm just gonna share the screen with you. Okay, hold on. So I'm just gonna open here. I have like lots of things going on my laptop right now.
Me too.
Anyway,
Maybe it's because of, I don't know. Today I also not lucky with technology. Like my lamp just like died suddenly. Like I don't know what happened. So
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
maybe.
So just bear with me because this is like some kind of informal. We learn from each other, okay? And I'm not really like a tech savvy. So let's see. I was just opening it right now. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. Can you
Wait.
guys like see? There you go.
And can we go to the?
Can you see the
No,
PowerPoint?
not yet.
Okay, hold on. I don't know. It says that it
One,
paused.
two, three, four, five.
Or if you can share from your PC also, okay, Dini? There you
But
go. Can you see it?
no, it's not there yet. It's still like on the previous
Really? It's
file.
already. Hold on.
Oh, that's okay. So while we're waiting for the presentation ready,
Yeah, we can just
I'm just
continue. Maybe you can just
yeah,
explain to us.
I just want to explain before we go to the what conversation with heart is. So
Yeah.
I want us to like know ourselves first. So as a being, as a human being, there are
Hmm.
three parts of us. As we know, there is body, mind, and soul, right?
Yes.
So body is our body that as a human we are living in it, and then mind is like our mind, our thought come from our mind, and then
Hmm.
our soul, um, our spirit, our soul. Um,
Sorry,
yeah,
can you
now,
see the screen now?
yeah, yeah,
Great.
we can see it
Okay,
now.
perfect. All right.
And can we go to the who am I? It's
Yeah,
like
sure.
around page
Sure.
5.
So no, but like yeah, you all already explained, and
Yeah,
then this is very interesting. Unconditional love gives without expecting anything back. Wow. So who am I? Spirit,
yeah,
body, and mind.
yeah, yeah, correct. So we connect our body, mind, and soul to keep
Hmm.
the energy flowing within us, right? And
Yes.
this energy flow can be abundant depending on what state we are. So as as can you see in the um, circle there are 3 circles, right?
Yes.
No, yeah.
Spirit,
So
body, and
if you
mind.
only connect the your body and your mind, you only get the emotions. But if you connect 3 of it, you get the awareness. And where is the awareness? The awareness is in our heart. So we usually only focuses on 2 things like our body and our mind. That's why people like look after your body. You have to have a good diet. You have to go to the gym to have a good shape. You have to like put makeup to look beautiful.
Yeah,
And
and
then for
most
the
yeah.
mind, keep positive, keep positive, keep positive. But we never aware with our spirit, right? That's
No.
why we as a human sometimes disconnected to our body. And we tend to like look outside to get the happiness, to get the joy. Like
True.
the things that make people now during this pandemic, lots of people got depressed because they cannot go outside, right? They cannot get the energy that they used to get, like from the party for meet new people, let's say, or just like
Well, I'm
to go to
smiling
a
because
cafe
it's
or
like it's
mall, right?
completely true. I just wish that like a lot of people listening to you right now because that's like completely true.
Yeah, and that's happens because like we disconnected from our own heart. That's why we couldn't get the awareness. We like tend to craft everything outside our body now. And now the question is why heart is important. But
Yeah.
we forgot, like since we were kids, like our parents never, or our education never reminds us about how to connect to our heart. So the next slide, please. So yeah, from this slide, this is a slide that I got from the Heart Math Institute. So it's mentioned here why heart is important. Heart is important because everything is energy, energy is everything, and our emotion stores in our heart. So the human heart's magnetic field can be measured several feet away from the body. Let's say you meet me, Dayu, and then I'm not in a good mood without I'm telling you. You can feel it, right? You can sense it.
Because you can sense the vibes. Like, I guess it's also the same like when people say like, oh yeah, he's not, I always say like your vibe attracts your tribe, because sometimes you just know that you can't, like, it's a different frequency, you know what I mean? Like some people you just can't connect with them without you can explain why.
True. That's why to be reconnect to your heart is really important, because you attract what your heart is. You attract the emotion that you feel, that you have. That's the first reason. And then the second is negative emotion can create nervous system chaos, but the positive emotion do the opposite. So when you are stressed, let's say you have lots of things to do at work, you cannot think clearly. So it makes sometimes makes you get headache, or maybe suddenly you get dizzy, or suddenly like you don't have enough energy to do things, that kind of thing. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then the third one is in the fetal development, the heart forms and starts beating before the brain. So when we were in our mother's womb, our heart like created first, and then it beat first, it formed first, and then our brain come later. So the fact that our heart come first, I don't say that the heart is more important than the brain, but
this is very interesting fact. Like I know this, but like I've never really like noticed or understand why.
So yeah, because like for what I understand, we are as a human, we created from our heart first, and then the other part of the body come later. So that's why we really need to look after our heart. And then the other thing that I would say why heart is very important is because positive emotion increase the brain's ability to make a good decision. So it's like in our everyday life, right? When we have a good mood, let's say, and when we are happy, like when life is going really well, it's easier to make decision rather than when we are not in a good mood. Let's say we stress with the things that going on because of the pandemic. Let's say it's really difficult to make decision right now, right? So that's why it's really important to clear our heart, the emotions, so that we can make a good decision, because decisions lead us to what kind of life that we will get next. So yeah, and then the most important thing is like, because everything is energy is everything, and it vibrates in the some level of energy. So when you have positive emotion and positive feelings, your body vibrate in higher vibration, while the virus or everything that make us sick or ill, it's vibrating the lower vibration. So it's important during the pandemic. It's not only that we have to look after our healthy lifestyle, like go to the gym or do yoga or eat healthy food, but it's also important to keep our heart in
I think it's very important. Like I have to agree with you, because like most people kind of overlook the like mental health. and they never,
Mm-hmm.
like back in the day, I think these days people more in tune to it, like there are so many mindfulness class, and people more like, okay, I'm busy, I'm doing yoga, I'm doing like all these exercises, but I also want to grow and want to learn and want to feel peace within me, you know. But back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
people think that it's like a taboo to admit that, hey, I think I have problem with my, you know, like my mental health, or like I don't feel sorry. There are more people joining us. Okay, so it's like I'm so glad to see all this development. You know, people admit
Mm-hmm.
that mindfulness and wellness, you know, like mental health is also like as important as like your body. You know, like just like take care of your body, but take care of your mind too.
So for
Hello.
those who just
Yeah.
joining us, can you please like mute the microphone?
Welcome, Juliana, and welcome, Tini.
And welcome. Thank you for joining us, guys.
And you can maybe later we're going to have like a Q&A session. Like if you have questions, you can just type it, or you can unmute your microphone and then you can just ask us. But for now, maybe when Dini give like the presentation, yeah, maybe just mute it for now. And then later, okay. Okay, you can continue, Dini.
Okay, so the next slide, please. It's about the conversation with the heart itself. So what is it about? It's about reconnect to yourself, your own heart, right? So like I mentioned before, in this life that we today have, we look the outside to meet our needs that make and try to make us happy, right? Like the perfect appearance, the ideal job, the beautiful material things. But like the question is, if it's really worth the outside things, why we along the way we like kept um experience the I don't say the bad experience, something that trigger us, something that make us like sad or angry or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's like it's more, I'm not going to say shallow, but like it's very on the outside and not on the inside. And unfortunately, especially these days with all the internet and all that, social medias, people
Mm-hmm.
are more like caught in that instead of like trying to understand yourself better and trying to feel better from inside and not outside, because there are so many things outside, because the world that we live in right now, it's just so noisy, so many distractions
Mm-hmm.
outside, and most of us, we're distracted by all that, you know. So I
Yeah,
think it's really
true.
important for to remind people, or to remind ourselves to just like look into ourselves again, and to remind ourselves like what's important in our life, you know, because
Yeah.
you can't keep comparing yourself with everyone. There's so many distractions outside, and we can't keep
Mm,
up with it. It's too much. That's
true.
why so many people like so stressed, and everybody's like looking for help, you know, they're crying for help, they need to
Mm.
talk to people, especially for men. But this is for another time. We can talk about
Yeah.
this another time,
So
maybe
yeah,
now in general.
the benefit the benefit of conversation with the heart itself, so that you can understand that it's not about what you do, but it's about how you do it. Like no matter what your job is, no matter what stage you are now, it doesn't matter. As long as you do it with your heart, as long as you do it with compassionate and unconditional love, it will make yourself happy. So I want to share my experience here. So I used to work as a banker for 9 years,
Hmm.
right? So I thought to become a banker in the one of the biggest bank in Indonesia, it will make my life happy because it's what I understand, right? I raised with I raised with this kind of understanding that to make people um, appreciate you, you have to become something. So at that time, like, okay, so what kind of job that will make people look at me?
Yeah.
And at that time, I chose to become a banker, right? But then um, I I achieved lots of things. Like I remember that there was a year when my team became the best team um, for the national achievement. But then, yeah, it made me happy. It made me proud. But it's only temporarily, you know.
Yeah.
It didn't last long. And then like my heart like kept like empty, and then like never felt enough. So now currently I'm working in the middle of nowhere. Like I share you
Yeah.
my my location, right? It's in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere, like, but
But
because
you're
I
really
love it
happy.
here, and yeah, the intention is to teach the young generation how to love Mother Earth, and I love by nature. I surrounding by nature here, so it makes me understand. It's not the achievement. It's not the number, like how many kids that I already taught to love the nature, to look after the mother earth. It's not about that. It's about how I do things with love, how I do things with my heart. And when I look back to my previous experience, then I got the understanding that no matter what you are doing, no matter what your profession is, if you do it with love and heart, you can get a happy life.
But I mean, I'm
That's
just
the
like
first
keep
thing.
smile. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I just keep
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
smiling because that's exactly the reason why you are with us in like Cult Culture Family, because that's the entire reason why I created that community. It's for people who are
Mm-hmm.
passionate about what they do, even though maybe what they do is something that people think it's not very, I don't know, it's not on top of the food uh, change or something, but they're doing it with passion. And I really want all
Mm-hmm.
these people who are happy and passionate and do what they do to just connect with each other, you know, and just to
Yeah,
complement each other and to collaborate, because I think the world, especially these days, we all need that. We all need love. We all need
yeah,
to look inside of ourselves and have this conversation with the heart more often, you know,
yeah,
because all this time we feel lost, because to be honest, we keep pursuing everything outside, like material things. I want a perfect job, even for my field, or even like from your story, is all like chasing numbers, but numbers are never enough, and it will never make you
yeah,
happy.
yeah. Beautiful. So happy.
Yeah. So
And
like I
then,
think, yeah. Sorry, continue.
yeah, the second
Hmm.
why we need the conversation with heart. It helps you to clear the clutter mind.
Yeah.
So like our ego is such a beautiful thing that God gives to us, because it's our code mechanism, right? So it's always there to help us. It's always there to like prevent us from the danger, quote unquote. Let's
Yeah.
say, because like let's say you are not safe because you're changing job, right?
Hmm.
And then it makes your body feel like, oh, I'm not safe, like what I'm gonna do after I resign, let's say. And then with the everything going on, it makes you like your body sends a signal to the brain that, oh, you are not safe, like you won't have a job in the future, that kind of things, right? And then the ego, the mind, it's trying to like prevent you from the dangers. Like that's why don't resign then. That's why you have to keep your job until you get the next job, because you already send the signal to the brain that you are not safe. That's what the mind doing. That's what the ego doing. So by sitting with your heart, by have the conversation with your heart, then you know that this is the best decision that you have to do, and no matter what will happen, you'll be fine. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Then by then you can clutter your mind, and you are sure that you are do the right things to do.
Yeah.
Do you get what I
Yeah.
meant?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I think like everybody needs to have some faith. I always say that, you know,
Yeah.
you just have to have some faith in you, or like faith in the universe, and then, you know, you will find a way when you put your heart into it. That's why there's a term that people keep saying, like, just put your heart into it and you'll make it, whatever it is. So, you know, I think we need to keep reminding people to just like go back to that and just do whatever, you
Yeah.
know, what your heart has been longing to tell you, exactly like what you say.
Yeah. And then the third is like to expand self-love. We forgot that as a human being, we made from love. That's why when our parents made us, then when they had sex, it's called made love,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a
Because
bit
like
PG.
we born, yeah, we born as a creation of love, and by looking back that in your heart, then you can remember how much love the universe gave to you when universe created you.
Yeah,
And then by remember the self love, you remember your self worth. You won't crave something from outside again when you already um, understand how much you loved, and when you acknowledge your self worth, that you are worthy no matter what you are now, whether you are single, whether you are married, whether you are divorced, or whether you're engaged, or it doesn't matter. You are worthy because your self-worth not described by what you are, and or who you are. No, it's not, because you already made from love and you're already worthy. And then the fourth one is to get clearer and more inspired.
mhm.
So when we connect to our heart, then we usually we like on that silent moment, and more idea coming.
Yep,
So for those who work in art industry, creative industry,
yeah,
they maybe they understand what I say,
yeah.
right?
It's very, very
So
important for us to just like
yeah.
clear the clutter in our mind, and also just like
Mm-hmm.
to separate ourselves from all the distractions outside. You know, that's when the ideas come in to create our work.
Yeah. And then, so how is it to have the conversation with heart? Next slide,
Yeah,
please. So there are
hold on.
three things that I want to share. So the
Yeah.
first is through the breathing exercise. Yes.
Okay.
So, and in this our Zoom meeting this evening, I would like to share three breathing exercise, and it's all my favorite.
This is
So
very
the first is,
interesting. So, I mean,
yeah,
okay, maybe you can explain first, and then for everyone who is listening and joining us this afternoon, maybe find yourself a very comfortable, you know, like sit comfortably, you know, in quiet space, because later we're gonna do a little bit of meditations, and Dini will teach us how, like now, right? So maybe just find
yeah.
somewhere
I will,
quiet
I will,
and
I will, I
comfortable.
will, I will share.
Yeah.
So the first is, before we do the meditation, it's important to do the breathing exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So our mind won't be like clutter a lot, or like we won't have that monkey mind we call. So the first is the abdominal breathing. So to do this breathing, we can put our hand in our stomach.
Okay. So maybe I'm just gonna follow you, and then you can just tell us
Yeah.
how to do it. Okay.
So to do it, so you will breathe through your stomach, not your chest. So when
Okay.
you do it, your stomach will be like bigger,
Mm-hmm.
like a balloon. So yeah, and then when you breathe out, so it will
Mm-hmm.
be like become smaller, the stomach. Okay, we will do it, right?
Okay. Oh, not right
If
now,
you
because I
okay.
am trying to do it right now.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
So usually the count is like from 1 to 4 to breathe in,
Mm-hmm.
and to breathe out it takes longer, 1 to 6. Okay. Yeah. We will try the
Okay. Maybe
abdominal
later.
breathing first, right?
Okay.
Or you want to try, or we
Maybe
do
later. We can
later?
save it later. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The second is the nadi sodana, or alternate nostril breathing. So with this breathing technique, you breathe from through journaling. So journaling is you can write everything. Journaling is like a good exercise to be honest to yourself, and then when you are honest with yourself, you know what you are feeling, and then you can like trace what caused the feeling, what triggered it. Is it really like what looks in the surface?
Yeah. Or is there
Okay.
anything bothering you like deep down inside and not, the
Yeah.
cause that you think it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
Because
problem
like
with
usually.
journaling,
Mhm.
yeah, the problem,
Because like.
this is like my personal question, right? I try to
Uh-huh.
journal because like so many of my friends do journaling, and I have this like 5 years journal, which like just
Uh-huh.
one line a day. But even that, like life happens and you're just busy or just too tired at night to write
Uh-huh.
a journal. You just don't feel like it. So how to be consistent to do this journaling, because I know it can only help you when you're being consistent, like you write everything if possible, that like every day, but if it's like me, I just write last time in March, and then the other day I was like, oh, okay, I haven't written in my journal for like months. So I'm sure like there
True.
are so many people out there like me as well. So how to be
True.
consistent
So yeah.
writing like with journaling?
So yeah, like I remember like weeks ago, I joined this journaling workshop. I think the facilitator also joined us today, Mbak Tini. Thank you for that. So yeah, I will share a little bit of my experience through journaling and what I learned from her class weeks ago. So yeah, it's for me like it's okay. You don't have to do it every day. You can do the journaling only when you like need to do it, because if you do it
Okay.
because you have to or you should, usually like our ego will like, no, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
won't
do
do
it.
it. Yes,
Yeah, the more
exactly. That's what
pressure you
happened to
have,
me.
usually the more pressure you have, the more you won't do it. So for me it's just like
Yeah.
make it, just make it sound fun. It's like, okay, sometimes we need to let go the emotion through journaling, or if not we can do through the breathing, if not we can do through the meditation, anything you want to do, it's okay.
Okay. So anything that will help you to just like clear the clutter of your mind at that time, and makes you more
Mhm.
relaxed and more connected with yourself.
Yeah, true.
Correct?
Correct. Beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, because like I'm just like I feel pressure to write journals every day. I mean, I know that's like the ideal situation, but like the more, exactly like what you say, like the more you pressure yourself to do something every day,
Yeah.
it makes it like like a chore. Like you don't
Mm.
want to do it at all, which is bad,
Mm.
because
Mm.
the whole point is to help you instead of like a burden to you.
Mm. True.
Yeah.
So yeah, the purpose of all this habit is to really know what the emotion behind the things that trigger you. Let's say I want to share another experience that I have. When I had this discussion with one of my friend, right? So I told her like, now I prefer something that gluten free, right? And at that time she like, um are you crazy? Why you are so strict with yourself? It's okay lah to have gluten sometimes, blah 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 blah. It really triggered me, and then like we had a big argument at that time. So I thought, why I was so angry at that time, because like, um I want to prove that her wrong and I'm right.
Yeah.
So I brought that experience through my meditation and journaling, and I realized that it have the correlation with the self-worth issue that I had since when I was kid. So it's not like what looks like in the surface, but it's something deeper than that.
Okay. Okay. I think, yeah, I mean, I think it's like case by case as well. Most people think that they do something because, oh, I want to do these things because of this, but actually that's not the real issue, right? So it's very
Yeah,
important if
true.
you want to fix something, you need to figure out first, like, what's the main
Yeah,
issue, like, which is
yeah,
usually deep down inside. But most people, they
yeah,
are in
true.
denial, especially I think, like, I noticed in Indonesia, it's still like a taboo. Like, especially as well for men, this is like in
Mm-hmm.
general, they don't want to, instead of like addressing their issue, they just like in
Mm-hmm.
denial and they just do other things. Like, for example, this is a topic for another conversation, but like, for example, when men hit, when they're angry and then they hit something things, but it's
Mm-hmm.
actually like it's not their anger that make them do that. It's like deep down inside it's something else. Maybe their fear of being, I don't know, they want to feel loved but they don't know how to express it. It could be a lot of things, and in some society, like for example in Southeast Asia or in Asia in general, this is not very an issue that is like very common for people to admit. Everybody's in denial.
Mm-hmm.
They think that if you show your issues to the public or to your friends or to family, it's like they're going to use
Embarrassing.
it against you. Yeah,
Yeah,
embarrassing, or these people are going to use that against you. So
yeah,
they just tend to keep it inside, and it's kind of like really destroying them from inside and destroying people around them because they started to behave and act weird, like with new issues. So it really like
yeah,
doesn't help. So I think like this kind of talk, like people should really listen to, should really like do it like in daily basis, because it's gonna help a lot, not only yourself but also people around you, and in the end it's going to help the society in general. This is like
yeah,
all over the world. This is like a worldwide issues, not only like one society, and so it's very
yeah, true.
important.
And also, like, it's
Yeah,
happened because it's really scary, to admit that you have problems. It's really
yeah,
scary
of
that
course.
to admit that, yeah, I'm sad, yeah, I'm mad, yeah, I'm fucked up. But then we have
Yeah,
to remember, so what's wrong if you are fucked up? So what's wrong if
yep.
you are, like, let's say, have mental health problems,
People are
right?
scary. They're scared of being judged. They're scared of like losing things that they already have. They scared of a lot of things, like I think mostly from other people's judgment.
Yeah,
So I guess like if we are aware of this, and whoever listening to this later, whoever watch this video, we can just like open our arms, and when you see your friends, your husband, your boyfriend in trouble, and you can see that they can't really express themselves, maybe we can just like, hey, what's wrong? We shouldn't be like very judgmental. Like we can teach them how to meditate and journal and to be more in touch with their mental health. I think it's
true.
gonna help a lot. Like what's like all these fucked up things, what's happening in this world right now, it's all from within. I don't know, I personally believe in that. Like, you know
Yeah.
it's a big thing,
And here is a
it's a big
beautiful,
conversation.
beautiful comment from Batini. She said, like, we can do something consistently only when we do it with our heart. For her, journaling is
Yeah.
a conversation with the inner self that she always look forward every morning
Hmm.
because she knows she enjoys talking to her best friend inside. So it's really beautiful, right? Talking to yourself,
Oh,
like
that's really
really
beautiful. Oh,
really get to know
if you can see
yourself.
my goosebumps right now, can
Yeah,
you
I
see
already
it?
have
I
goosebumps. This is
actually,
beautiful, but thank you. Yeah, yeah.
it's like I have goosebumps. That's really beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah, I
It's
think
so hot here, but I
yes.
have goosebumps too.
I
So
can make
beautiful, but thank you.
that a good quote, and I will post it on culture Instagram. How about that? If I can
Yeah,
borrow
yeah,
that.
yeah. Is that okay, Mbak? Can we post that? It's really
Yeah,
beautiful,
because
right?
yeah, people need to hear that.
Sure, sure, please do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. And it's true. It's true. When you do things with passion, you just keep pushing it, you know, you just
Yeah,
like, no matter what happens, you will be just like happy and just push it and consistent with it. And you have something
yeah.
that you look forward to, you know,
Okay.
in your
Yeah.
day. All right.
And then like,
So,
should we go to the next? How is it to
yeah, here you
identify
go.
our inner voice? So yeah, lots of
Uh-huh.
questions coming to me when I did my class, and like there was a question like how you know if it's your heart or your ego talking.
Yeah, exactly. How to
How
know
you
that
know
it's
it?
our heart who's like talking and not your ego? Because you know, like how to tell? Like me, I have no idea. Like whether it's my heart or it's my ego. Whether should I talk to her or him? Whether should I apologize or should I not apologize? You know, these kind of things. You have this
Yeah.
conversation with yourself, but most of the time it's not a conversation that you do with your heart, but a conversation that you do with your head. You know what I mean? That's why people say like listen to your heart and not your head, or sometimes for some things listen to your head and not your heart. So can you explain
Mm.
this to us?
So yeah, usually um
Mm-hmm.
everything that come from our heart, it's come with the positive emotion. And if it's
Mm-hmm.
come with our ego, it's come with a negative emotion. Let's say, um, should I end this relationship or not? Right? Like lots of people
Yeah,
like
okay.
in let's say
Modern dating these days, but that's a
yes,
conversation
yeah,
for another day.
yeah. So should I end it or not? And then like you browsing and then you or maybe you read somewhere and there is lots of quote or something you read and like I remember when I had this kind of situation and there is sentences that I read somewhere like you know why relationship this day not working because um people prefer to left the old relationship and then go to the new one, right? So
Yeah,
I'm like,
people give up easily these
yeah,
days.
yeah. So I'm like, shit. Did I made a wrong decision by ended up this relationship? That kind of things, right? And then like, another voice coming like, no. It's okay. It's you need to step back from that unhealthy relationships. And I'm like confused, right? With which one that I should here. So
Yeah.
then, so I choose to get back to myself at that time and realize that the people give up easily this day come from, for me, which is maybe different from others. For me, it's come from um, the fear that I want to be alone, man. I want to be with someone. That's why then suddenly these things come up. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. But then the thing that the other voice that said, no, you have to let go. It's come from the self-love. It's like, no, it's not healthy. This relationship is not healthy.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, giving up doesn't mean that you give up with your life. It's just like you love yourself more than the idea of having a relationship, that kind of thing.
But
Does
this is
it
also,
resonate with you?
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of course. But like, I just want to add something. Maybe it's not only for relationship. It's not only for boyfriend,
Mm.
girlfriend. It could be for marriage. It could be for work as well, like your career.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Mm.
just like, you know, like tie back to creative industry, for example, with what's been happening with this, you know, like the pandemic situation. Like so many people like just want to give up of what they're really passionate about. Like so many small businesses, for example, like affected
Mm.
by it, and so many people just like trying to have this conversation with themselves because the challenges are just too much, and then they just
Mm-hmm.
want to give up. But then again, they've been doing what they're passionate about all this time until all
Mm-hmm.
this virus happening, you know.
Mm.
So I just want to ask you as well about that, because most
So
of
yeah.
maybe like, yeah, maybe like this culture is about all about creatives who really like doing what they're passionate about. But of course, not only creatives, I mean other professions as well. It's really challenging. It has been a very challenging time, and of course everybody have this conversation with themselves, like head voice and heart voice, whether to give up and just to find money somewhere, make things like, or just work on something that you hate but you get like lots of money from it, or you keep like continue doing what you love. You know, it's really difficult. It's not only for conversation, sorry, it's not only for relationship, I guess.
So for me, there is nothing wrong or right. And also it's not about what you are doing, right? Like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
So no matter if you give up your thing, let's say people before the pandemic, they work as an artist. But then because of the pandemic happened, they need money to pay the bills, to buy some food, right? So they give up.
Yeah.
So they give up what they call the work with passion.
Yeah.
And for me, that's okay. For me, that's okay. And for me, that does make sense. As long as you do the next job after you give up the previous one with love, with heart, and like you know that this is now the best that I can do. This is now the best that I can do for my family, because my kids need to, because my kids need the roof, need the food, that kind of things. And I do it because I love them and I love doing it. And it's okay to like give up, quote unquote, for a while for things that I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. So basically the priorities could change, right? Like in a way they're also doing it with passion, because they think that their love for their family is bigger than their love for what, you know, their passion sometimes. I mean, kind of like that. And if it's for a while, you just have to choose, right? Because like in creative industry, most of people, they're really passionate doing on what they do, but they also very stubborn, you know, like I love doing this, I'm not gonna change, you know. But the world has been changing constantly, and you just have to change and adjust with it, right?
Yeah, and sometimes people really stubborn and don't want to change because they worry. They worry what will happen next if I'm not doing it. It's happened because like people lack of trust, like,
and fear of the unknown too.
True. And like they forgot that universe always got your back. It will always help you and show you the best way for you to do, as long as you learn to your heart.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, wow. It's I don't know, I feel heavy because I feel like I have to do meditation after this, you know. I need to like learn and practice what you teaching to us like this afternoon, you know.
So yeah,
and it's
I would like to know if there is any question from the audience for this evening, or they want to share something.
I'm gonna stop share this for a while, and then so just like feel free to ask questions, feel free to just like turn on your microphone, turn on your video, because we would love to see your face, you know. If you have questions, just, if not, then maybe in a bit we're going to meditate together. What do you think, Dini? Do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Sure, we can do meditation together.
Yeah. I would love to see everyone's face though. If they're listening. Anyway, so we're ready when you're ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you already have the music that I shared before that you?
Yeah. Hold on. I just opened Finding Peace.
So yeah, while we're waiting for the music, I want to say thank you for the audience that joined us this evening. And for those who doesn't know what cult culture is a platform that created by Dayu.
Yeah, so I'm the host, but like I welcome everyone. So cult culture. Sorry, can I take it away from you? So I feel like I have
Okay.
to explain this. So Cult Culture is a community-based online platform for all creatives, but Dini is in there, and she's hosting this one tribe of wellness and mindfulness. So we're going to talk about this because I think being a creative, we can't like it's pretty near with what Dini is talking about. Because for us, we dream, and from those dreams, we turn it into ideas, and from ideas we turn it into artwork, painting, performance, music, art, design, everything. But basically we have all these ideas from within us, you know. So I think it's still like, you know, there are some connections in there. So if you're interested for more talks like this, more live chats, more online events, maybe for now it's not offline events yet, but in the future we're going to have like offline events. We usually have some kinds of like trips. So please like us on Instagram. Is on there, like cult culture community.cultculture.com, and then on the website cult-culture.com, and just join Denise tribes, because we're going to have a lot more of, you know, like online events like this, and we're going to have articles, and you can connect with people not only in Indonesia. We have like in Bali, in Singapore, in the States, in Europe, all over the place, of people who are really passionate about what they're doing, and feel free to connect with them and collaborate with them. And then, you know, I just want to bring all these passionate people together, and it's a free membership. So yeah, go and check it out.
Yeah, feel
Anyway,
free to
thanks,
join
Tini.
us.
Thank you so much for everyone joining. And it was a heavy conversation. It's almost like an hour now. Maybe we can. I'm ready with the music.
Okay.
So yeah, anytime we're ready when you're ready.
Yeah, just play the music, please.
Maybe for everyone, just find a comfortable position, right, in a quiet
Yeah, sit
space. Now,
comfortably upright on a chair, feet on the floor, and resting
yeah,
on your side. Or if you prefer, you can sit with your leg crossed on the floor.
can you hear the music?
Yeah. And then take a deep breath in, then breathe out, and then take a deep breath in again. Now breathe out with a big sigh. Another deep breath in, then breathe out with a big sigh. Now start to scan your body, starting from the top of your head, then moving down. Scan mentally and physically, noticing if there any tension in your muscles, places of comfort or discomfort, the feel of the floor beneath your feet, and then begin to pay attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. Bring your stare to the tip of your nose and continue breathing. As you become more aware of your breath, follow the rising and falling sensation without changing it in any way. Just breathing. If your mind wanders, just say thank you. Thank you for coming. Now I need time to meditate and I will talk to you later. Then gently return your attention to your breath. Take a few more seconds to allow your mind to do whatever it wants. Continue your breathing. Now feel that your body gets more relaxed and relaxed and relaxed. Take another deep breath in. Then breathe out. Another deep breath in. Then breathe out. One last deep breath in. Then breathe out. Bring your awareness back to your body. Shake your body a little bit, and whenever you are ready, open your eyes and give me a very nice smile. Welcome back. So yeah, how does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. I think I need it. I think I really need to do it every day. And even this song, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna
Yeah, you
save
can do it
this.
longer next time.
I'm gonna share this as well with everyone. Maybe later when I post it on the website. Is that okay? So maybe everyone can just like practice what you taught us.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it's amazing.
So yeah, hello, you there?
Very interesting, but we only talk about it a little bit today.
Yeah.
So maybe for the next one we can talk about journaling. And yeah, thank you so much for DY, Tini, and Ari for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you,
And
Mbak Tini. Thank you, DY. Thank you, Eri. And we had Yuli before. Thank you for joining us. Hello?
very nice presentation. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It was a very nice presentation today and a bit meditation as well. So I'm looking forward to our next session with hopefully journaling, or we talk about relationship or other things as well. And as I promised you, it's already like an hour more. It's amazing. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the platform, okay? And follow us on Facebook, Meetup, Instagram, you know, and on the platform itself. So I'm gonna post it to YouTube, and I'm gonna post it on the platform as well. Thank you so much. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah. See you on the platform. Bye.